McCay is 20th Century Studios' penultimate film of the year. I've been to see it. Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back to the video, a brand new movie review, talking all about 20th Century Studios' latest movie. It's called Ella McCay. It's in cinemas across the UK right now. I've seen it. Let's start talking about it, but before we do, as always, a friendly reminder, these are just my thoughts, so don't let this dictate whether or not you decide to go and see it. You might see it, it might feel totally differently to me. That's okay, because movies aren't made to cater for everyone. Without any further ado, let's start yapping away about this film. And contrary to everyone else, unlike everyone else, I had heard of this film. I'd seen the poster floating about, I'd seen the trailer a couple of times before seeing another film at the cinema, so I knew of this film. Like everyone else, similarly to everyone else, I didn't know anything about this film, so I sort of went into it blind. I only knew that it was a film about this girl who struggles to maintain and balance daily problems. That's kind of the only jinx and gist of the film that I got. And yeah, that's it. The only thing I knew was that, and I knew that Jamie Lee Curtis was in it. That's literally all I knew about this film. So I went in pretty blind. And a lot of films came out this weekend, so I had to go and see it. I had to go and see it first because I had so many to see. And I hate to say it, this was shockingly awful, in my opinion. And, you know, like I say, you might see it and feel totally different to me, but this might be wrong, but I believe it opened with $2.5 million at the box office. And that's pretty shocking. Apparently it's a record for like being one of the worst openings ever. Something like that. I don't know. But it's really bad. $2.5 million is really bad, considering its pretty enormous budget apparently that it had. It was a really shocking result for Disney, because obviously 20th Century Studios is owned by Disney. So they've not done too well with this film, I'm not going to lie. I know that Avatar Fire and Ash comes out in a couple of weeks. Well, comes out next week. This Friday even. What we're saying? Comes out this Friday. So that's also 20th Century Studios, so of course they're going to pocket a lot of money with that film. But you'd like to think they would have liked to have pocketed a little bit more than $2.5 million on their opening weekend for this film, Ella McCay. But anyway, there we go. And I'm not going to lie, it was shockingly awful. I really didn't enjoy this film. Before the film started, I didn't know anything about the story. After the film, I still didn't know anything about the story. It just felt pointless. It felt really pointless. I don't feel like we had a point to this film. I don't really feel like we had a moment where we're like, right, we've achieved what we wanted to achieve for this movie. And yeah, we just sort of did nothing. And we had this idea of she's balancing so much stuff. She's got a really troubled relationship with her father. She's got a really messy and complicated relationship with her boyfriend. She's taken on this new job of a very high position within a government sort of job. And she's struggling to maintain all of the demands of it, and the fact that she has to make so many really responsible, big decisions. But to me, I was sort of like, surely you knew that this job was going to involve making some big decisions and that you were going to be quite high up, so you were going to have a lot of responsibilities. Just saying, thought you would have clocked that, because it's not just a job at Tesco's where you're scanning groceries through a till. You know what I mean? It's quite a high job. Maybe that's me being a bit, I don't know, blindsided. I don't know, but I just would have assumed surely you'd know that this is going to be quite a demanding job. Anywho, that's the way it went. And I just feel like there was no, like, this is what we're trying to do. Like, in other movies, there's like, right, we need to get back to this person, or we need to get this, or we need to save this person, or we need to do you know what I mean? There's always some sort of end goal. With this film, I didn't see the end goal. It was just sort of just an hour and a half, or however long it was, of just nothingness. It felt really bland, really empty, really dry. That was how this film felt to me. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't feel any emotion for any of these characters. There was definitely clear moments in this film where they were trying to make you feel bad for this character, or they were trying to make you feel really like, oh, I feel really sorry for them, or I'm going to laugh at them because they're so funny, or they deserve this, or they were really trying to make you feel a certain way for these characters. But I didn't feel anything for them at all, because I don't feel like I really knew them. I didn't feel like they introduced these characters enough. We didn't get much of a relationship between them. I didn't know who they were, and I didn't therefore feel anything for them. Like, I just felt nothingness. I felt empty. I didn't feel any emotion for these characters where you could clearly see they wanted you to feel emotion for these characters. I didn't, because I was like, I don't know who you are. I don't know why I'm watching you. I don't know why we're supposed to feel this way for you. I didn't feel anything. It was just a bit of a letdown. But like I say, going into it, I didn't know what to expect. I had no prior, expectations for this film. So I wasn't let down. I was just disappointed because I was like, oh, it's just a bit of a waste of time then, really, wasn't it? The only two things that kept me going throughout this film were the fact that I had really good cinema snacks that day, and the very, 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 and I'm emphasising the very so much, but the very sparse, very few moments of humour that were a little bit funny. Other than that, the majority of this film was really bland humour that just wasn't funny, and it just made me go, and that's not great. Do you know what I mean? Considering it's supposed to be some sort of comedy, I didn't find it funny at all. I thought it was really cringy and really wacky, this comedy. I didn't gel with it. I'm not a fan of this film, but it's in cinemas across the UK right now. Everything that I've got to say on this movie is in this review right now. Before I wrap up, as always though, what do I rate it out of 10? Will it be joining my collection? I hate to say it, but it's gonna get only a 2 out of 10. I cannot remember every movie review that I've done this year. There's been a couple of months where I didn't do any movie reviews, so I can't remember exactly what scores I give in every film. But this is definitely one of the lowest scores I've given a film this year. I hate to say it. With that in mind, will it be joining my collection? No, it won't. I don't want to watch this film again. I'm sorry, I didn't enjoy it. But if you want to go and check it out, Ella McCay is in UK cinemas right now, as always. Down below is the movie plot, a link to the movie trailer, as well as a link to my movie review playlist. It features every single movie review that I've ever done. There's more to come very soon, including the new Jack Black movie that drops on Boxing Day. It's called Anaconda. I'm very excited to see that. You'll hear my thoughts on that ASAP when it comes out. Other than that, thank you very much for watching this movie review, and I shall see you in another video, and hopefully one of those movie reviews very soon.